Hi, this is Zen, and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating the deployment as well as the usage of our OS2FA login module for the Windows platform. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, I'll be using 4 virtual machines. They are namely, number 1 is our aircraft server, and the second one will be the infra virtual machine, which hosts our Active Directory. And we have VMPC1 and VMPC2, which will be simulating the 2 workstations in the office. Now these 2 workstations has already been added to the domain, as you can see over here in computers. You can see VMPC1 and VMPC2. So for users, we'll be using the couple of ones that we're familiar with. Under North America users, we'll be using ALMI01 and ANDJE01. So first we want to ensure that ALMI01 and ANDJE01 are each having their own workstation and they are only allowed to access their workstations. For that, we can go over to the Accounts Properties under Account tab and the Log On to. By default, all domain users will have access to all computers. So we're going to fix that with restrictive setting to VMPC1 for ALMI01 and click Add, OK, Apply, OK. And we'll do the same for ANDJE01. Properties, account, log on to the following computers. For team, we will use VMPC2. OK, apply OK. And let's first test that out. Let's try logging in on VMPC1 using the ANDJE account. So if I try to log in using ANDJE on VMPC01, it will say your account is configured to prevent you from using this computer. Please try another computer. Okay, but if I were to try using ALMI01, CA demo 123, and I'll be able to log in. Okay, now he's able to log in because I haven't set up a login script. However, I've already set up the OS2FA folder. It holds all the scripts as well as the configuration files, the libraries, and also the log folder. Now let me log him out and we will set up the login flow. Log off. So now let's move back to the infra VM. Now in order for us to ensure that all computers in this domain have to run the same login script, we have to go over to the group policy management. So this is the group policy management. Let's create one new policy under our forward inc. Let's create a new GPO and let's call this say OS2FA. Okay, and we'll have to edit this. Just right click on this GPO and edit, opening up the management editor. So there's a few things we need to set here. Let's go over to the users configuration under policies, Windows settings, scripts for log on and log off. So we want to assign a log on script and let's add. All it asks for is the script name. I guess the easiest way we can go about with this is I've already prepared one in advance, which it looks something like this. All it has is just going to the correct folder and running the afterlogin.batch file. So let me just copy this into the logon folder and open it. So just the file name will be there and OK. And then we click on apply and OK. So let me just double check. Over at logon script, we have the OS2FA batch file already in place. Next, we have to ensure 2 settings are being enabled. This is under administrative templates, system, and script So now these two are the ones that we have to set. We have to ensure that the logon scripts are run synchronously. Let's open this and we say enabled. This is important because all logon scripts by default runs asynchronously, which means the users will be logging in and running the scripts at the same time. That is not a flow that we will want to happen. So this ensures that the scripts are run and completed prior to allowing the users to interact with the operating system. So that's that for this. Okay. And next is the logon scripts visible. We need to ensure that this is set to disabled because we want the command prompt that runs the script to be hidden from the user. That will prevent him from actually closing off that command window and thereby bypassing the whole 2FA login flow altogether. So this is disabled. Apply. Okay. Oh, one more thing I need to mention. Just by enabling this logon script synchronously, it is going to significantly increase the amount of time needed to log in. You'll notice that behavior later. This is just one drawback of enabling this setting, and it's something that we just have to live with. So let's move over to VMPC1 and test the login for ALMI01. Password CA demo 123. So you notice it's going to take longer. Alright, so ALMI01 is been listed as the user, and let's test a few wrong OTPs. So there's an invalid OTP, another invalid one, exceeded number of attempts. It should automatically lock you out. Yep, it did what it's supposed to do. And since he has exceeded the number of attempts, let's move on to try and unlock this account. Username ALMI01, that users. So now it's been locked, and let me just enable him. Save. And let's try it again. CA demo 123. Alright, before I enter the correct OTP, let me just show you that you can't see this, but I'm actually trying to do a right click on outside of the window. I can't do anything here. I can't minimize or close this window. I can't even access the let's see, let's try and do a control alt delete. Nope. Let's try that again. Nope. So the user is not able to access the task manager to kill this process, and the only way they can stop it is to submit something or try to do a cancel. If it were to cancel, that will lock him out as well, and he'll go back to the log on screen. Wait for it. Yep. Now I have to log in again. Oops. Now I'm going to speed this up a bit. Alright, let's get him a correct OTP this time. Generator 471540. 471540. Submit. And if the OTP is correct, you'll be able to log in without any issues. Now let's go over and try VMPC2 for ANDJ CA demo 123. That's the password. And we'll give ANDJ his own correct OTP this time as well. ANDJ01. 708447 708447. Submit. And it's logged in. And there's another thing I want to demonstrate. Let's say we create a share folder here. In C drive, let's create a new folder. Let's call it share folder. And let's share this with Almi01. And give him write access. Share. And we have to be administrator to do this. And we've created a share folder in VMPC2. So over at VMPC1, let's try and map this share folder. Go to my computers and let's map that network drive. It's VMPC2/share folder. Reconnect and log on, and I click finish. So the share folder can be mapped as a network drive, and I can still create folders. And if I were to switch over to VMPC2 share folder, you can see the new folder has been created there as well. So now the reason why I'm showing you this is to acknowledge the fact that even though Almi01 has only login rights in the VMPC1, he's still able to create network drive mappings to other computers, which is often the case in corporate environments where every users will be mapping onto some shared storage in some parts of the company. And setting the logon to over at AD over here, where we set the user accounts to only be able to log on certain computers. This portion, remember we did this earlier. This will not affect the mapping of network drives. So things that are used to work should still work even with this setting in place. So I guess this marks the end of this presentation. If there's any questions, please feel free to drop me an email. Until then, goodbye.